That can happen for anybody. I'm just talking about right now. I definitely get where you coming from, but yeah, like come on now. If actually you don't know that because what if the song flops or what if something go? That's just not easy. It's just don't work that easy. But I do get what you're saying. Like even if I had something blowing up right now, people be having shit blow up and be dead ass broke. That don't matter. I gotta wait until all the way next month for a check on the 17th. If nobody want to help me out right now, then they just not. Like I'm finna play Fortnite and just I in the dark. I got nothing else to do. I'm dead ass hungry, and I've been trying to get money since 11 a.m. So imagine how I feel. You know what I mean? But what's up, y'all? You got the same bonnet? That's dope. Never had it. Saw a girl with the same type of bonnet, but yeah. I'm still stressing. I was able, I never got no help from here, y'all. I just wanted to come back to tell y'all that I never got no help from here. Thank you, Oliver, for that. Hey, Jesus, love you. I know I appreciate it. I never got no help from here at all. But it's cool. And that's why I be feeling like that. Of course. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm still not in the mood. Maybe y'all new people don't know, but yeah, I'm really him, brother. Anyways, I came on here earlier and still going through the same BS, bro. The same BS. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're never set for life. Remember, you must always keep working. You cannot find that information nowhere but from me. Thank you. Just realistically, y'all, all day I just been in a fucked up mood. It's just y'all, I've been hungry all day. Shout outs to the comments being nice, but I couldn't even get $30 earlier because people was talking about me. So I guess y'all the cool people. You fine. Thank you so much, Snow. DB, same shit, different timing. You know what's going on. I'm just not in the mood, man. DB, what are you talking about? The guy that do the 3D animation, he never made a video about me. I would have known that. I watch him every day. I'm just upset, bro. I'm pissed off. I'm hungry than a bitch. Last time I tried to do that, I was sitting here for 4 hours. One person out of 4 hours sent me the $30, but I had to put that towards the room. Y'all know I was just on live. Come on now. It's all good. I ain't gonna lie, this is about the end of that, man. I gotta sit here and suffer. It's all good. Yeah. But Zelle work better. I got somebody with an Apple Pay. I just-
Instagram. User named KaikeLimar22 left a comment that most people.
How much you gonna send? And I said Zelle and Venmo work. You only got Apple Pay.
It read, "Help me. I'm an artist. I'm in trouble. I discovered a cannibalism restaurant here in Brazil. Now there's an agency of espionage torturing me. My parents were kidnapped. Can you save me? Please, I'm suffering." Underneath this desperate post, he included his full legal name, contact number, complete address, and the location of the said cannibalism restaurant, along with its email and a link to its website. On its own, something like this would be easy to dismiss as a troll or a cheap stunt to grab people's attention. But when other users visited the profile, the situation became a lot harder to brush off. His account was filled with nearly identical posts, all repeating the same accusation and begging strangers to help him before it was too late. And in some of them, he even uploaded legal documents belonging to himself and his parents as a desperate attempt to prove that the people in the story were real. From there, the trail spread beyond Instagram. His Facebook account and X profile were filled with the same desperate pleas going back as far as 2018. And according to people who had been following his situation, he had also been directly messaging strangers with the same request for help for almost 2 years. Eventually, some users also found an art account connected to him, where he often posted.
You must not hear what I said.
With captions that use phrases like "destroy fascism" and "socialism is fascism," along with frequent references to the same cannibal restaurant. Because of this, one of the first theories many people landed on was that the entire thing was an ARG attempt gone too far. An ARG, or alternate reality game, is basically a fictional story told through real-world platforms, where creators use social media accounts and online profiles as pieces of the narrative. So, from this angle, Kaike's post could be read as a horror project that began with his art and then slowly expanded into something much harder to separate from reality. But that theory had one major problem. If this was a performance, it was an incredibly strange one. There was no clear puzzle to solve and no satisfying reveal waiting at the end. Instead, it was just Kaike repeating the same accusation with a level of commitment that made it feel like something he genuinely believed was happening to him. And that left one uncomfortable possibility open. What if he wasn't trying to create a horror story at all? What if he actually believed every word of it? As strange as the phrase cannibalism restaurant sounds, the idea isn't completely unheard of in Brazil. Because just 8 years earlier in 2012, three people were arrested in Garanhuns in the Brazilian state of Pernambuco after the police accused them of murdering at least two women, consuming parts of their bodies, and using the rest to make stuffed meat pies that were sold to unsuspecting customers. And what made this case even more disturbing was how
I
ordinary
don't
the
know.
operation looked from the outside. According to the police, the pies were sold even to schools and hospitals. Now, on its own, this case had no apparent connection to Kaike's story, but it did make Kaike's claim feel slightly less impossible than it first sounded. The problem was that beyond the accusation itself, he never provided anything that actually proved what he was saying. And when people tried to approach him directly for more information, his answers didn't make the story any clearer. For instance, when a Reddit user DM'd him and asked about the supposed espionage, all he got back were fragmented responses like, "They're torturing me. It's an evil organization. It's because they're evil." He sounded terrified, but every attempt to get a clear explanation out of him circled back to the same handful of words. And that's what made the website link he had been attaching to his public posts in
What do that
context all the
thing
time
mean? You
so
in a
important.
different country,
Out
huh?
of everything he flooded the internet with, it was the one piece of information that could actually be checked. But when users followed the link, it led to the website of a hospice and rehabilitation center. When entered into Google Maps, it takes you to a medical facility called Baramed Support House. The building itself looked completely ordinary. Nothing about it pointed toward the kind of horror Kaike was describing. Even the Google reviews described it like any other care facility, with patients and families praising the staff for their attention and support. And these details changed the entire shape of the mystery. Maybe Kaike wasn't exactly lying. Perhaps he had been a patient in this medical center at some point, and because of some kind of severe paranoid psychosis, he had come to believe that the doctors and caregivers around him were not treating people, but harming them. It would explain why his story never produced any solid evidence, while also explaining why he seemed so genuinely terrified every time he repeated it. But as believable as this theory sounds, it has one major problem. Nowhere on Baramed's website did it describe itself as a psychiatric facility or somewhere that treats severe psychological disorders. Their service seems to be directed mainly toward elderly patients. This makes it less likely for Kaike to be a patient at this medical center. But after spending more time with the details of this case, I started to notice something that I haven't seen anyone else point out. Kaike's posts always mention two things together: the cannibalism restaurant and the claim that his parents had been kidnapped. And in some of his most desperate uploads, he posts his mother's government issued identity card as proof that she was a real person. At first, that seems like a strange thing to prove. Nobody was questioning whether his mother existed. But Baramed is a continuing care facility. It's the kind of place where families admit elderly relatives for long-term treatment. And if Kaike's parents had been placed there by other family members and he didn't understand or didn't accept that decision, then everything about his story starts to look different. In his mind, his parents hadn't been admitted for medical care, they had been taken against their will, and the people looking after them weren't doctors, but something far worse. It would explain why he posted the same address hundreds of times and couldn't give a clear answer when people reached out to him. And it would explain posting his mother's identity card for the world to see. He believed someone had taken her, and no one around him was doing anything about it. Either way, both theories still rely on the same foundation: that Kaike was mentally ill, and that his paranoia had gotten severe enough to twist a normal care facility into something horrifying inside his own head. Unfortunately, there is no way to confirm any of this, because at some point after the story started gaining attention online, all of Kaike's accounts were gone. It's possible that the people around him or someone who knew him eventually stepped in and got him the help he needed. But until Kaike himself resurfaces or someone who knew him comes forward with an answer, this is where the case stays. If we say we believers, but we On April 1st, 2009, a YouTube channel named Bobby Joe Blythe 007 uploaded
But
this
yeah,
strange video
probably not
titled
gonna get nothing to eat,
Jesus
so
Code.
it's all right,
It
y'all.
was old, blurry footage that was clearly transferred from a VHS tape and recorded in an entirely different era.
For money, for fame, for temporary gain. The devil will use people, and then the devil will leave them high and dry. You can't take none of this stuff with you. He did a video, and in this video was acting like he was hanging from a cross with nails pierced in his hands. God will not be mocked. Whatever a man sow, that will be also reap. You selling your soul and you can't take none of this stuff with you. This stuff is temporary. It tells us in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 7, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. All this stuff that people are selling their soul for, they can't take this stuff with them. The devil is deceiving people. He only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. To try to mock Jesus Christ for fame and money, when Jesus Christ is the one that's going to decide where you spend eternity, is insane. It tells us in Matthew chapter 16, verse 26 and 27, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Jesus is going to decide where you spend eternity. Every knee will bow, every tongue will confess, everyone will reap what they sow. Not only did he try to mock Jesus in a video like he was hanging from a cross, but he also in a cover art where he was at the Last Supper. Look at this other cover art. Look at the flames. Look at the fire, like he was standing in hell, and look at the symbolism right behind him. Look at the pyramid right behind his head. He was playing with fire the whole time. Not just that, but his name was even trying to mock God. His artist name was Olive Tree. And for those of you who do not understand or do not know what olive tree represents, the olive tree represents Israel. God called Israel an olive tree. We are the natural olive tree. Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 16. The Lord called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. Olive tree represents Israel. And those that believe in Jesus Christ that weren't originally a part of that olive tree will be grafted in. People think this stuff of this world means something, or they have all the time in the world, but our life is only as a vapor. Repent and turn from your wicked ways. If we say we believers, or we